We're back here, the studios of the National Television Network and GIS. I am Lisa Joseph along with Primus Hutchinson. We're continuing our live coverage on St. Lucia's response to the COVID-19 novel coronavirus. In our first segment this morning, first live segment at 8 o'clock this morning, we informed you that Prime Minister Honorable Alan Chastney had tested negative for the coronavirus. He had those tests done after complaining of feeling unwell, and given his travel history and surgery in Miami, it was decided as a precaution to take that COVID-19 test. Now, Dr. Sharon Belmont-George, who is the Chief Medical Officer, has released an official statement on the Prime Minister's results and that of other patients who had the COVID-19 test conducted on them. We go now to that official statement from Dr. Sharon Belmont-George.
As of March 17, 2020, the World Health Organization reported a total of 179,111 confirmed cases of COVID-19 globally, with 7,426 deaths. There are now 4,910 cases in the region of the Americas. The affected region includes Dominican Republic 21 cases, Jamaica 10, Cuba 5, Trinidad and Tobago 5, Guyana 4, St. Lucia 2, Antigua and Barbuda 1, Bahamas 1, Guatemala 1, St. Vincent and the Grenadines 1, Guadeloupe 18, Martinique 16, Puerto Rico 3, St. Bartholomew 3, Aruba 2, St. Martin 2, U.S. Virgin Islands 2, Cayman Islands 1, and Barbados 2. On Tuesday, March 17, 2020, the Department of Health was informed that the Prime Minister, Honorable Alan Chastney, was experiencing a mild cough following recent travel history to Miami for medical attention, and in an abundance of caution, he had opted to place himself into voluntary quarantine. He contacted the Chief Medical Officer, and a medical team was dispatched to assess the Prime Minister. A sample was taken for testing, which included testing for COVID-19. The sample was sent to the Caribbean Public Health Agency. The result was received late on the same day, March 17, 2020, and it is negative for COVID-19. The Honorable Prime Minister has been informed of his results, and he is in stable condition and in good spirits. It must be highlighted that the Prime Minister led by example in his decision to report and quarantine himself until results were received. We continue to encourage the public to do the same. If you develop respiratory symptoms, stay at home or seek medical care at one of our respiratory clinics. Do not attend public activities or areas. Prior to receiving the results, the Ministry of Health had commenced the routine process of contact tracing. Some of the contacts of the Honorable Prime Minister also voluntarily placed themselves into quarantine as a precaution while we awaited the results. Along with the results of the Honorable Prime Minister, the Department of Health also received the results of 9 other patients that we have in isolation. All of the other results that we received to date are negative. The total number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 remain 2. These 2 patients remain stable in isolation and are doing well. As such, the public is reminded to focus on the maintenance of standard recommendations to prevent the spread of infection. These include regular hand washing with soap and water or alcohol-based hand sanitizers, to cover your mouth and nose with disposable tissues when coughing and sneezing, and to avoid close contact with anyone showing symptoms of respiratory illness such as coughing and sneezing. To also seek medical attention and share your travel history with your health care provider if you have symptoms suggestive of respiratory illness, either during or after travel. We continue to advise on social distancing measures as an effective strategy to reduce the spread of COVID-19.
Monsieur Madame, bienvenue encore pour rapport nous là, face au public, à la télévision nationale PA NTN avec GIS, et que l'histoire de de commencement là, nous avons tout ça qui a passé, là, venu pour la situation corona, cette ci et bon matin, nous tenons Madame qui est executive director NIMO, ça c'est Madame Dorin Gustave, qui va rapport généralement sur la préparation et mener un travail ensemble avec le ministère de la Santé pour abattre cadre ces situations corona. Après, il y a Lucas P. qui chef police cette ci Milton Desir qui est puis nous à un petit moment. Mais comme chef officier médical au département de santé cette ci, ça c'est Dr. Sharon Belma George, un rapport nouveau à la situation corona, situation premier ministre là, à ce Paul Dr. Belma George et de mardi le 17 mars dans le département de santé de toute information qui promise honorable Alan Chasney qui a experiencé un petit problème et qui a toussé et ça c'est après il voyagé sorti de Miami pour trouver attention médicale et que ça a été nécessaire pour mettre en quarantaine en sélection et que il y a eu un team qui venu ensemble et qui a pris décision pour faire test à ce premier ministre là pour garder la situation si tu veux corona. Il ça à agence pour santé publique CAFA et que résultat là venu même jour et qui a montré que le province là par trouver maladie à cette façon. Aussi la tenue l'autre monde qui était pays que nous ça là aussi tenu pour trouver quarantaine en sélection et qui conduit test là aussi et trouver qui reste nous ça là par tenir maladie à cette façon. Mais le camarade public là a pas dit ça pour toutes ces précautions qui sont nécessaires, laver la main avec savon, pas rester parmi un pile monde, rester à cette distance avec son personne qui peut casser du corps de façon qui pas cordiale pour faire contact et puis un officier médical ou qui téléphoner, il y a capable de téléphoner et faire contact et puis pour savoir directement ça pour faire. Nous à présent ni chef police ici et puis nous avec tout à l'heure Lucia qui pour anti-causer pour commenter par le chef police Monsieur Milton Desir.
Thank you so much, dear Primus. Before we get to the police commissioner, we will take a short break and we'll be right back as the press continues to gather for this live press conference with the police commissioner Milton Desir.
Personal risk reduction is important. Germs are everywhere, and you can reduce your risk of infection by practicing some basic infection control measures. Taking the stairs, avoid touching the railing. If taking the elevator, ensure you use hand sanitizer immediately after exiting the elevator. Hand sanitizers with 60% or more alcohol are great to use, so have some readily available on your desk for quick use. Have your own personal bottle to carry with you when away from running water and soap. Germs can spread easily and be anywhere. Be sure to wipe down or disinfect desks, telephones, and keyboards. Washing your hands often will reduce the spread of germs, but you must wash them as recommended. Masks and gloves serve a purpose and provide protection when used in the recommended settings and and when used correctly. They are not practical for the office or business place and can lead to the further spread of germs when used badly. Use only if you are coughing and or sneezing or taking care of someone who is ill with flu-like symptoms. For more information, call the Ministry of Health and Wellness at 468-5347, 468-5349, or 468-5350.
NTN GIS. Lisa Joseph here with you, along with Primus Hutchinson, and we've been joined by Police Commissioner Milton Desir, and we'll be speaking to the issue of the cancellation of mass crowd events, promotions, concerts, parties, large gatherings. They are not being permitted. Police Commissioner, thank you so much for coming in. We do have members of the local press joining us as well, so they'll be getting to Q&A in a moment. But first, you give us the position of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force as perhaps guided by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Yes, good afternoon all. Yes, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force has taken the decision that all mass crowd events would be cancelled, and that it is as of sometime last week we took that decision because we realized that especially since the virus is spread upon contact with other persons and so on, and we believe that these events bring a lot of different persons and so on, and it would have been easily spread, so we took the proactive measure of cancelling all mass crowd events. And also for persons who are willing or wishing to apply, these events would not be approved. And even if you already have an approval for an event, we are calling it back. So all events that are moving forward until the all clear is given by the Ministry of Health, they are cancelled. And we too at the police, we have taken the step. We are leading by example. For example, courses that we had, we have put it off. We had the cricket, which is an annual T20 cricket of police officers in the region, that we have put it off, so officers would not be traveling. We had a cross-country walk, so we have put it off. So we want to lead by example, and then that is what we are doing, and we are hoping persons will understand. We understand that it may have some implication in terms of financial, but we must do what we have to do in the interest of the country.
And what are some of the implications for the police force in being able to enforce this?
Yes, that, as I said, it is a difficult task. It is very challenging, but we are the ones to do it. We have to do it. We have to support the Ministry of Health, especially during the quarantine times. In the quarantine areas, we have to provide the support. I have had calls from Ministry of Health where persons placed in quarantine are living the area, so that we have to tighten on. It is the responsibility under the Quarantine Act for police to guard these quarantine areas, so that we have put in place.
We are joined by members of the press, as I indicated earlier, and we want to give them an opportunity to be able to ask their questions from the floor. Don Nicholas, DBS Television. One moment as we equipped you with the microphone for that.
Does this apply to the carnival celebrations? Because there's been a lot of talk about that.
Yes, actually with Carnival, it is still, Carnival is in July, so that we are taking the cue from the CMO, the Chief Medic. Any decisions to cancel would have been for the Chief Medical Officer, but if we are still in that mood, because we do not know how the virus would turn out, that most likely, most definitely I should say, would be cancelled.
Jacques Oding, Hot 7 TV. We have noticed that a crowd has developed at a lot of the local supermarkets due to panic buying. Will we see in future police intervention maybe being present at the supermarkets to mitigate crowd development?
Yeah, actually, that should be, persons would have to take personal responsibility. We must understand that for survival, one of the essential things would be the food to get, and then we get it from the supermarket. So there would have to be a give and take situation, but persons, I think if they have gone to the supermarket and they have the means, you buy in bulk so that you would not go there frequently and so on.
And in regards to assisting with the quarantines, we know that for sure a prison is no place for sick persons. What will officers be doing when persons try to escape quarantine?
Yes, when persons try to escape quarantine, actually what the law requires to do is for them to be returned to that place. So we would assist Ministry of Health, and most of those exercises, there would be representative of Ministry of Health, so we would assist them in returning these persons back to the place of quarantine.
And in interacting with these persons, have police officers received any training from the Ministry of Health in terms of seeking their own protection when interacting with suspected cases of coronavirus?
Yes, actually the officers have received training, and we continue to receive training, especially with the personal protective equipment as to how to use it, especially the body suits. We have had training with that. Also the lab is assisting us with that, because they use it during their work, and then they're assisting with it. So we are getting the assistance, we are getting the training, so that officers are now more empowered to go out there to work. At the beginning, I know it was in a panic mode. Persons did not know what to expect, but with communication, letting them know about the disease, how could it be spread, and what can be used to prevent it, and we are going okay now.
Sola Jean-Fred, HCS News Force. My question is about the numbers. When we say cancellation of mass crowd, what is the least amount of people who can gather and the most amount of people who can gather?
Okay, for generally mass crowd event, we would go 50, but for the purpose of COVID-19, we are saying that 50 is still a lot, especially some events are taking place in small or reduced places. So we have decided that at least 10 persons would be considered being a mass crowd for that purpose.
Okay, and the issue raised by the churches, funerals, weddings, christenings, what of those?
Yes, actually these would be cancelled by Friday at 6 p.m. So all churches, yes, for these crowds from 6 p.m. on Friday, there shall be none of these services.
And my last question is in regard to the Bodily Correctional Facility. We note that those prisoners are gathered, it seems, in a mass crowd. What about that?
Yes, actually, if I may say, they would have been the most protected, because once we reduce the visits to this area, then nobody gets it, because it is understood that it is with contact with other persons who may have contracted the virus. So I would say, I don't know, not from Ministry of Health, but however, common sense would tell you that this crowd, if nobody comes with it, then they are secure.
So are you saying there will be restrictions as to visitors?
Yes, I know I cannot speak to this for the director, but I know that it has been the suggestion, and it is happening, that the public is restricted from coming in there.
And in regards to places with large workforces, what is being done to ensure that these don't qualify as mass crowded areas? We know for sure CCC workers gather in the courtyards, call centers for sure have a large workforce. So what is in place for these business places?
Okay, as we said, for the mass crowd that the police approve and so on, we can control that. However, especially when it comes to your financial implications with private entities carrying out their business, I think that has to be a matter of a decision by cabinet and so on. So that one, the police is not going to interfere with it, although what we would do is to suggest to them that they should be responsible and know and do the right thing, because the aim is to reduce the spread of the virus.
It was brought to our attention a situation with a bus passenger saying that she was put off a bus due to another person present on the bus trying to inflict greater sanitation measures on her. What's in place to protect persons' own rights to their own sanitation? We know for sure with public panic going on currently, persons for sure want to keep themselves clean and want to keep other persons clean, but how will the Royal St. Lucia Police Force protect the members of the public who want to sustain the right to use their own sanitation decisions?
Okay, as from the Ministry of Health is asking persons to reduce travel, especially on public transportation. So the persons, as I said again, persons, it is a responsibility of persons to protect their own selves. And also what they would need to put in place is the preventative measures in terms of the hand sanitizers, the washing their hands frequently and so on. But in terms of a police, unless there is something that has caused a breach of the law, I don't think the police would intervene in that sense.
All right, so what you're saying is that this has not been qualified as perhaps an infringement on their rights to decide what they would like to use?
No, what I am saying is in that has an offense been committed against the policies that are in place, and persons has to be responsible. As I said, you come in, you know that it is been said, it has been publicized that you use the methods, you use hand sanitizers and so on. Even the bus drivers, they were training for them. They too should have hand sanitizers available so that members of the public could use. So if a member of the public comes and they do not have it, it is in the bus, so wash their hands and so on.
Okay, Mr. Desir, getting back to the Borderley Correctional Facility, what arrangements are made for the prison guards who must travel back and forth to the facility? And I don't know if you can speak to the Boys Training Center as well?
No, because as I said, it is under a different leadership. We have the director of the Borderley Correctional Facility. I know that arrangements may have been made for them, but I am not aware of what they have done. But in terms of transportation, I know regularly, on regular days, they have transportation to and from home.
Have we satisfied the members of the media? That's it. Any other questions coming out of the floor? Yes, that's it. Okay, we'll give an opportunity now for the police commissioner to dialogue with Primus Hutchinson, and is to be able to give the information to our Creole speakers.
Ok, merci à Lisa. Comme Lisa do, nous chef police de Pino, et pour discuter principalement situation côté les autorités j'avais un bout à sous activité côté chez mon cas assemblée pour ça police responsable pour garder pour faire assurer que ces situations ça va rester en façon ou te expliquer ça en anglais monsieur Desir ça nous voulons faire ça c'est de nous que la police à présent qu'a adressé situation ça va côté pour faire assurer que monde pas assembler ensemble comme tu as fait avant pour limiter quantité qui n'est pas dans place.
Oui, police a pris une démarche pour empêcher moun assembler ça nous a couillé go crowd. So ça nous a fait les moun vle fait yo vle ni pièce activité yo ka fait application by chef police là pour approuver. So nous a pris décision nous pas approuver pièce faite pièce bagay cause et puis mon cas still dit moun qui te a joindre approval ça là nous ka couiller sa vie et nous ka canceler même si on est approval pour week-end is cancel. So nous ka hope that moun ka coopérer et puis nous pas vle empêcher moun faire profit, c'est pas ça, c'est but nous savons c'est un côté ça là virus ça là qui spread. So ça c'est raison nous point démarche ça là.
Mais en situation côté moun ka way nécessaire pour venir ensemble quand à dans supermarket nous savons nous ten deux trois jours qui passent à ce supermarket là qui bloqué moun qui veut acheter bah bon ça c'est côté c'est une situation côté il bien possible pour passer maladie en situation ça là est-ce que la pièce sont arrangement dans faire ça parce que moun besoin acheter c'est nécessité.
Oui, ouais, il y a ces bagailles là pour vivre, c'est bagailles pour manger. Et puis, nous pas voulons faire ça trop. In fact, moi, je dis nous, parce que nous sommes en comité NIMAC, nous pas voulons faire ça trop bonnet. Et puis, nous pas ni ça yo brisé. So, ça nous a encouragé, c'est nous gagner bagailles. So, yo pas ni pour faire différents trips en ces supermarket ça là. So si vous allez ou ça après bagaille pour la soupe pour un certain temps, mais moi ça veut dire mon ka dit mais yo pas ni l'argent ça, yo ka espérer pour la paye et puis bagaille but raison qu'on nous a dit nous pas vle mon assemblée c'est parce que si ou la caillou pas corps, il pas ka venir joindre nous. C'est ou ni pour aller dehors et puis faire contact et puis moun qui pénit et puis délai ou pas ka même savent qui moun qui ni ou bien qui moun qui pas ni. So si ou point responsabilité pour un corps c'est corps ou ka protéger so pas aller à dans ces crowd ça là et bien ces groupes ça là.
Bon après ça la scène rapport commencement te ka dit qui accordé yo te ka décision teni pour faire côté pas plus que 50 moun te s'assembler ensemble mais à ce parce que c'est une maladie ça tellement sérieux j'ai réduit ça descend bas tout bonnement nous comment dire comment demander quoi ça l'anglais nous considérer service la messe l'étellement et café comme ça comment est-ce que c'est ça.
Oui, nous avons fait décision la tenue meeting et puis c'est chef c'est l'église là différent l'église et puis décision c'est pour vendredi semaine ça là à 6h tout ça caille de bout. So le samedi c'est adventiste là pas caille ni assemblée moun en l'église. Oui. So comme nous dit nous avons mené limo ça à descendre pour 10.
Pour 10.
Oui, because si vous regardez 50 moun c'est still a shy. So c'est 10. Peut-être pour être un apologue.
Moi après les social media so moun ça de les pasteur bien ça fait avec les moun ça garder les tablettes
oui moi quoi j'ai dit l'année un service qui a été télévisé les télévision so moun ça a participé so ça resté oui l'année toute oui so ça resté la caillou et puis ou ka écouter la prière ou ka écouter bagaille et puis ou ça participé nous savons mais bagaille là c'est pour moun joindre ensemble et puis célébrer mais because of ça qui allé là nous pas ça accepter.
Bon, l'année pour qui fait ça fait transportation publique, moun pour voyager tous les jours pour aller au travail et faire conseil qualité de précaution qui est nécessaire pour ni chauffeur l'auto public et passager ni pour pouvoir dans cette situation ça là. Comment qualité de décision qui a sur ça?
Oui, comme qu'a dit groupe là, yo a fait décision ça parce que yo savent ça c'est un bagage qui a affecté c'est un bagage c'est un dans ce côté maladie ça spread plus so mais yo pas definitely implémenter ça parce que on est pour garder qui ça qui a aller en pays avant nous ni des cases et puis est ça c'est assez pour dire tout le monde rester là caillou tout bus driver pas naviguer because là ni monde qui still ni c'était duties pour faire ton police.
Ouais.
C'est pas toute police qui n'est une machine. So, ben, nous avons un plan pour si laisse à faire pour nous aller collecter ces polices là, ces travailleurs là qui ont un ride pour sortir un travail. So, nous avons assez machines police pour nous ça faire ça by ces polices là.
Généralement, quelle qualité conseil unique comme chef police pays pour en situation ça là qui est tellement sérieux qu'a menacé pays cette ci comme chef police qualité conseil pour le public là généralement ça fait pour comporter quoi yo situation crime là tout c'est une police ni pour garder sérieusement particulièrement situation ça là.
Oui, so comme moi toujours qu'a dit moun ni pour point responsabilité pour koyo yo ni pour point responsabilité pour la vie yo. So yo ni pour faire premier démarche là supposé c'est pour moun pour individuel. Oui, ou ni pour ça c'est premier démarche ou ni pour faire une décision pour protéger corps ou même. So si vous faites ça vous pour protéger l'autre monde. Bon, police ni a chaque travail comme moi j'ai c'est nous qui devant et nous qui derrière. So les tout le monde quitter, c'est police qui n'est pour là. Si yo do bout tout bagay en pays ya, police still n'est pour là parce que l'année crime. L'année avec moi savent l'année moun qui a demandé ça faire parce que yo ka jouer une opportunité pour aller faire crime yo. So comme moi a dit, c'est un challenge pour police, pour nous police ça, mais nous avons fait moi j'ai un meeting et puis c'est officier on nous était qu'à voulait joindre et puis ça nous que general membership c'est ça qui a les front line but because of ça nous avons pris une décision nous passer à un gathering because so ça nous ni over 1000 police bon ma ça mène tout ensemble c'est problème so comme était dit avant nous avons practice ça nous avons preach là so nous pas qu'à faire encore ça nous ni WhatsApp nous ni Facebook, so nous allons communiquer en ça et puis ça moi même qu'a fait et puis senior team ça nous qui exécutif nous qu'a passer en département avec aller joindre face to face. Oui, mais pour mener tout le monde ensemble il est difficile pour nous et nous pas encourage ça. OK,
monsieur de causer et puis chef police PA M. Milton Desir, en Creole, concernant la situation, manière pour mettre en bout à la quantité de monde qui a assemblé dans ce côté. Merci, Lucia.
Thanks, Prime Minister. Thank you there. So now we're going to switch back to English and let me ask about the being able, and you alluded to it there, with Prime Minister being able to police the communities, because if now everyone perhaps off the streets is becoming a little lonely, and the prowlers are more likely to go unnoticed. So what is the challenge there for the police force in ensuring that communities remain safe at this time?
Yes, it is, as I said, it is of a challenge, it is of concern to us. However, we are going to stand up for this challenge. I have met with the executive and also other senior members. We are communicating to the general membership via WhatsApp and Facebook, email, whatever, because we do not want to have a crowd. My intention was to meet with the general membership, but because we are discouraging that, I am not going to encourage it. So we have cancelled that aspect of it. So, but I would be keeping in touch, and also the executive would be keeping in touch with the men out there, and we know that in as much as we are going out, but we in the offices, they are more exposed than us, and let me inform them that we are doing all our best, and whatever it takes, that we are there supporting them, and we are there. We know that they themselves have concerns, especially with they have a family too, but being a police officer, that's what it takes. We are the first to be out there, and we are expected to be the last, because when everything goes wrong, if there is a shutdown, we are the ones to keep the country safe, and we are committed to doing that. We just hoping that members of the force, it is limited to us contracting that virus. It is limited, and that is why we are really resolute in ensuring that the crowds do not gather together.
Okay. And I know someone asked about a question from the floor earlier about quarantine. So persons who perhaps do not wish to be quarantined, how do you handle that? But how would you handle the situation where people would have gathered and you perhaps have more than the 10 or more than the 50? Are we looking at effecting arrest, or would the police force use other methods now?
Okay, we would use other means first. We would use the soft means. That is, for every gathering, you may have leaders. So the police would actually go to these leaders and whatever the attraction, we cut it out. So if there's no attraction, there's no need for persons to be there. So they would have to disperse.
So are we talking about bars,
yes,
restaurants?
Yes, and all these things. So as we said, we have brought it down to 10. You have persons 10 and so on, and that is a decision that even the owners of these establishments has to take. And as I said, it would have financial implications. It's not that we are sensitive to that. However, I think the health of the nation is more important.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We've been speaking there with the Police Commissioner, Milton Desir, and he's been telling us about the decision to cancel all mass crowd events, and even those individuals, promoters who were given permits to host their various mass crowd events. Those have been revoked, and there will be no issuing of permits moving forward until the all clear has been given by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. This is where we come to the end of our press brief with Commissioner Milton Desir. We will be back with you later on at 4 o'clock. We'll be live again with another segment. On behalf of Primus Hutchinson, I am Lucia Joseph. Thank you so much for tuning in.
That's what would indicate the guy's person's personality, because if you